Hello Markham Gardens friends and family, this is Daniel Markham here, coming to you this morning, just doing a few little chores around the house and around the gardens, and thought I'd bring you guys with me. Not doing anything crazy today, just doing a little bit of cleaning out, a little bit of cleaning up, mainly taking care of chickens today. We've got a couple projects. I'm checking on our new chicks. They're going on, I want to say probably going on about 2 weeks now of growth. And so today I'm going to come in and feed them. Going to go ahead and clean out their water. And then a little bit later we're going to go in and we do a deep litter method on our large chickens inside of their coop. And this allows us to keep down the ammonia levels that are in there. When the chickens poop in there, it helps to blend in with the wood chips and breaks down using bacteria. And so it keeps the ammonia levels down, as you guys probably know, and if you don't, I'll let you know. Chickens have pretty weak respiratory systems, and they can't handle a lot of ammonia gases. They can't handle strong fumes like that, and it can cause disease and cause sickness, and they'll stop laying, can become incredibly unhealthy. So it's a good idea to keep them healthy and to keep your pens and your coops and everything cleaned out as well as possible. And the best method we've found to do that has been deep litter method. However, we are to the point with that deep litter method that it is too deep. And it is starting to overflow the coop, and so today I'm going to be cleaning all that out, putting it all in a pile, and I'm going to let that pile sit for the winter time to go ahead and continue to break down, so that in the spring we can feed all of our fruit trees, all of our plants on the entire property with that compost that the chickens have made. So I'm going to take you guys through this process today. Y'all bear with me. I'm going to be pausing and then starting up the video just to give you guys updates on what's happening. But if you guys want to follow along, come on with me. So let me go ahead and turn the camera around here and I'll show you guys what I'm looking at here inside of our baby chick raising room. Here we go, guys. So you can see we've got a brooder heater in the back there. Basically, that is just a hot plate. It runs off of a power cord up here. You can see I've got it on a thermostat up here, just so you can get an idea. So I can get an idea of what the temps are and stuff in here. You guys can see it's 58.4 degrees in here. We're definitely running off into winter time, but down here, it is a toasty, a little over 100 degrees underneath this hot plate right here. And so you basically have two different settings. You can set this hot plate to brooder, or you can set it to heater. And right now we've got it set on brooder, and it heats on the underside of that. And when they get cold, they go under there just like they would with their mother hen. And then when they get warm, they come back out and they eat. And that's how that process works. But you guys can see here, water, they've dirtied it up again. They flick stuff all over the place and gets in here. And so we're going to go ahead and clean out that water, give them some fresh water, and I'm going to go ahead and feed them. Now on their food, sorry if I'm making you guys dizzy here, hang with me. So what I feed them is a high protein. I usually feed a game bird feed, and the reason I do that is because it is a higher protein level, allows them to grow the feathers and things that they need to when they're really young. You can do a chick starter, you can do a chick grower, but those are usually around 18 to 20%. This one here is about 22 to 24% roughly, and so what I do is I use these little feeders right here, and these work great. I've got a couple of them that I throw in here. Only downside is the chicks like to dump it all out of these onto the floor, and then they go scrape around and they eat it off the floor. So either way it works, but I'm just going to show you guys my process for this. This is super simple, but some of you may not have done this before. And so, so these usually, it would be empty. I've already filled this one, but the first thing I do is I fill this bottom portion. The reason why is because if I fill this top portion and then I turn it upside down into that bottom portion, most of this dumps out and it ends up being only this level to right here because all of it dumped into the bottom. So I go ahead and I pre-fill this bottom section so that I get more feed in this jar, basically. So just you know, just an idea. So I'm gonna go in here and fill this up. All right, now that I've got that full, you guys can see here, sorry, my workstation's a mess. I've still got leaves and dirt and stuff like that on my propagation table here. But then I go ahead and I tip this over and screw it in. And that's it, guys. So, and then bring this in here and set it down. And these little chicks are gonna go nuts for it. They love this stuff. Every time I bring it in, they all come running towards it. So as soon as one figures it out, they'll all take off over there and go get it. So they're gonna make a liar out of me right now. So, but I've got one more of them. I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll come right back to you. So yeah, basically, as soon as I took the camera away, they all took off towards it. You guys can see they come running out from underneath their brooder, excuse me, and they come running over here to the feed and start working their way through it. So let me get down here so you guys can see them. You guys can take a little bit closer look. These are a hybrid. These are barnyard hybrid. They are a hybrid between, our cockerel is a Rhode Island Red mixed with a couple other breeds. And I've yet to be able to figure out exactly what he is, but he's mostly Rhode Island Red. And then all of these, except for the black ones, are all bred to Easter eggers or olive eggers. And we wanted to get a few more of those green and bluish colors, and so I went ahead and hatched mostly the olive eggers and Easter eggers. And so that's what most of these are. The black ones that you see there, those come from Australorps. We had some pink eggs, and so I grabbed a few of those pink eggs, 4 of them, and hatched those pink ones, and come to find out those are the Australorp. And these little guys here are going to be mixed Australorp with the Rhode Island Red, their papa. So we'll see how those look. They should start turning as they get a little bit older, have some brownish, so they'll be like a dark blackish brown color. We will find out. You never know until they get a little bit older. But anyway, that's the little guys doing their things. And we're going to go ahead and leave them be with their food and go ahead and change out this water. And this water is grody. So I will be right back, and we'll be rinsing that out. All right, we made it out to the main chickens and where the water is, and you guys can see they're all just piled up here at the fence. They're like, "What do you have for us today?" And I got absolutely nothing. I'm gonna check their feed and their water in a minute, but they think that every time I come out here, I'm gonna have some sort of a treat for them or something. It's kind of funny, but so I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna rinse out this water for the chicks and make it clean again for them. So give me just a second. All right, so this particular water works really well. It's really easy. You just untwist it from the lock, and then you can turn this little bucket upside down and then pour all of the water that's in this tray out. And so I'm gonna go ahead and take our water hose here and we're gonna spray this down, get all of the poop off of it and wood chips and all that mess. And then gonna go ahead and fill their little tank here. Almost there. And then this lid just turns upside down. You guys can see here those little lock sections. That tab right there slides underneath them to lock it on. So you just put that back on, twist it. You guys can see it locked up in there real nice. And so then what you want to do is you want to take this and turn this over fast enough so the water doesn't come pouring out of it. So give me just a second here. And so, all right, I got a hold of the handle, and then we're just going to turn it over real fast. And there we go. We are now fresh water. So let's take that back in here to our chicks. Sorry guys, excuse the mess in the shop. It's ridiculous. I've been working on cleaning it up and getting it organized. And so, you know how when you work in a room and you got to get everything out of the way so you can actually begin organizing in there. And so I threw everything into this other room in here just so I could have some room to organize. But all right, chickies, they have got all their new food. You guys can see, just like I said, they like to knock it all out of the feeder and put it all over the ground right there. You can see they're already doing it. And then they'll come back and they'll eat it all up off the ground later. But and now we've got fresh water over here. We've got fresh food. And brooder's still working. And so now I'm going to leave them be. I usually leave them in here for about probably about 6 weeks. And once they get a little bit bigger, get a little bit more feathers on them, then I move them to an outdoor run since they can handle the temps and things that we're going to throw at them. And they start experiencing what it's like to live outdoors. And that particular run is right next to our main chickens, so they can actually look at each other, sniff each other, and all that good stuff, if that's what chickens do, sniff, I don't know. But the other big chickens, and they can become familiar before they're actually integrated into the flock. So anyway, I'll come right back, guys. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to move over and start preparing to clean out this chicken coop. I'll be right back with you just to show you what a mess that coop is. So, all right, bye-bye. Got to protect from that, but now that we've got this filled, let's go out and we'll fill up the chicken feeder. So let me go ahead and spin you guys around so you can see what's going on. All right, so all the chickens are waiting here, waiting to be fed. Back up, girls. No, back up, back up. Back up, Bertha. You can see they'll start eating out of it before I'm even ready and prepared. But so this is the feeder that we use. We use one that's up on what's up on legs, and the top pops off of it. And I'll just go ahead and throw that, I guess. Golly, girls! You can see Leo here doing his thing. Leo's not having me touching him either. All right. So then I'm going to go ahead and pour it into this real quick. Can't do that with just one hand, so I will come right back to you. All right, so I've got that one filled up. I need to put the cap back on that, but I usually have a little bit left over that doesn't fit in that feeder, and so I will come over here. I've got these other two feeders. I go ahead and hit both of these, and it allows them a little more room. You guys can see they're pretty crowded there. That's stressful for chickens when they're eating, and so I go ahead and put some in both of these. Yeah, you can hear them throwing a fit over here. So let me go ahead and throw some in both of these, and that'll help spread them out just a little bit. All right, guys, you can see they're a lot more spread out. So we've got some working on this one over here. We've got whole groups of them working on these ones. It kind of spreads them out. That way they're not fighting over it as bad. Excuse me, girls. And go ahead and put this lid back on. Sorry, Copper. I'm gonna put that lid on there. So when I was talking to you guys about the males earlier, there's Papa. So that's the Rhode Island Red mixed with something else. We're not really sure. But he is absolutely gorgeous, extremely intelligent. And that seems to transfer to a lot of our chicks as well. But we do have two other newer roosters. Two are the younger ones. One is Copper here. And Copper is a barnyard mix. He's a mix of, well, Leo. And most likely, one of our girls here. I don't know where she is. Anyway, one of our other older girls, I can't even find her right now. She's probably running around here somewhere. And then our other male is Freckles right here. And Freckles is beautiful. He is a mix between Leo, whatever Leo is, mostly Rhode Island Red, and actually Silky. His father was a pure black Silky. And so, but he is gorgeous. I mean, he's just got beautiful colors on him, beautiful shape, and he's a gentleman. He treats his ladies really, really well. So, but he's another one of our roosters that we've got. So, anyway, guys, go ahead and get back in here, and we'll start the process of actually cleaning out this coop. See if we can get that taken care of and get that clean again. And I see Leo here is trying to test me. He's walking around. I'm gonna not look, trying to see if I'm gonna not look so he can nail me one. And you guys can see those spikes on him. Those are no joke. You do not want to get in the bad side of those spikes. Those can mess you up pretty bad. So. But anyway, that's it for feeding the chickens. I checked, looks like they've got plenty of water right now, so I'm not gonna go ahead and fill that up. But let's get in here and take a look at just how bad this coop has gotten and just how deep it is. So let me turn it around here. So for those of you that haven't seen, this is our, let me zoom back. This is our actual coop area. And that connects to the outside. Let me go out here, I'll show you guys real quick. There's the coop door, and that's where they come out of. And then in here is where I built, basically I built this room. And we've got a little latch here that folds down, and you can see that's where our girls are nesting. You can see Luna's in there. I'm pretty sure she is broody as all get out right now. She is probably going to try to hatch some eggs, which is not going to happen. And we've got a couple other girls laying. So we've got one in here that's laying. And looks like we've even got an egg in there. All right. Couple eggs over here this morning. But just that gives us quick access to our eggs. And then right here I've got our access door, and this will show you guys. I mean, if you look down here, let me turn a light on in there so you guys can see a little bit better. But this is our deep litter method. So this is all wood chips that have been thrown in here, and they have pooped into it. I come in here every once in a while and I churn it up just to, you know, turn that poop underneath some of the wood chips. And I've done that for basically this whole season. And we're now to the place where, you know, this floor raises up probably about 10 inches. And we're about 10 inches deep in here. And once we reach that place, I like to come in here and clean it out, give a nice reset for winter, and then into the next spring and summer. So, but basically we built it to where there's a fan on this back side. And this fan pulls from a box that's on the back side of this room. I can actually show you guys that real quick. So that fan pulls from this box area, You can see I've got some vent holes in there to pull fresh air from the inside of the shop, but also to the outside there are dryer vents that are lining that back area back there. And those dryer vents, I don't even know if I can get you guys to see that or not. Kind of, yeah. So you can see those holes that are right there. You guys can see them, they're right here. Those have some dryer vent things over the outside of them. But there's several of those on the other side inside of that box. And that fan pulls fresh air from outside and inside this shop into the coop and pressurizes that coop so that it forces any excess ammonia gas that would build up in here, forces it right out that door and the top vent areas up here at the top of the room. And you can see on this backside too, I've got a vent. We've got a couple vents that are installed up there too, just to give a little bit more fresh air. Guys, it's critical that your chickens have good ventilation. Not so much ventilation that they stay extremely cold in the winter time and that they don't have any protection from wind, but they definitely need a lot of ventilation to get rid of the excess ammonia gases and just to vent all of those fumes and stuff out so it doesn't bother their respiratory systems. But anyway, you guys can see the mess here. I mean, this is super deep. I'm going to go ahead and get started working on this today and see if we can get rid of a lot of this bedding. And I'm going to put it on a tarp outside, like I said, and go ahead and let it, basically let it compost. That way I can use it for this next season. And so another reason I want to do it is I've got one chicken that back here in this dark corner has decided that she wants to lay back here. And I don't know if you can see the egg, but there's one egg back there in that litter, and it annoys the crap out of me because the chicken goes way back in there, and then I got to get down on all fours in all of this mess to go get that egg. And it's pretty aggravating. So I'm going to put an end to that by cleaning all of this stuff out. What's up, Mufasa? Mufasa came to check and see what's going on in here. And anyway, guys, so I'm going to start on this project. I'm going to go ahead and start cleaning this up and seeing if we can get this started. And I will come back to you in just a little bit. All part of the chores here at Markham Gardens. So anyway, talk to you in a second. All right, guys, so I have got my wheelbarrow and I've got my shovel. Go ahead and show you guys here. I've got my wheelbarrow with its brand new no flat tire. I got so tired of airing that thing up. And I got my shovel, my flat shovel here, and basically I'm just going to start digging into this poop and start shoveling it out. And another thing that I'm going to do though before I start this, guys, it's super important, is not only are we worried about the chicken's health and making sure this is clean for them, but I am also concerned about my health and my respiratory system. And so if you're going to do something like this, guys, make sure that you've got some sort of a protection for yourself. And so what I'm going to be using today is a respirator. I am not breathing this junk in. So anyway, that's going to render me unable to really speak to you guys. And obviously, I'm fighting this thing pretty bad. So I'll come back to you later when I've got it on. All right, guys, I'm back. Hopefully you can understand me through this thing. Basically look like one of those end of the world type video games, but I'm going to start working on this here coop and see if I can get this thing cleaned out a little bit, and I'll come back to you guys with the process of where I'm going to take it and how I'm going to put it on that tarp. So talk to you in just a second. Alright, so I have got a full wheelbarrow of chicken poop, i.e. fertilizer for next season. The trees and the plants are going to love this stuff. Let me show you guys what I came up with. So this is a whole wheelbarrow full of chicken poop and wood chips. And this stuff will break down over the winter time. It'll basically reduce in the harshness of the nitrogen because there's a lot of carbon mixed in. And I can use this next season and it won't burn my plants. I'm just going to put it around the outer drip line of all of the plants. And that helps me to feed all of these plants and vegetables and things like that without having to buy fertilizer. So I'll come back right back to you guys. All right, guys, so I went ahead and laid this tarp out. I was able to double it over there, but I'm gonna go ahead and pile up everything right there. Basically through the winter time, all winter long, this gets full sun. That'll allow this to break down. It holds a little bit of moisture in there so it's not transferring to the ground. And this will help break it down, and will compost basically over the winter time so that I can use this next season. So that's where it's all gonna go. I'll come back to you guys when I've filled this up a little bit. All right, see you in a bit. All right, so we have finished, I have finished cleaning out this chicken coop, and just gonna show you guys. You guys remember it was all covered in wood chips, and now you can see most of it is gone. Now I haven't swept anything up like crazy. The dust and stuff really isn't gonna matter because I am gonna put wood chips right back in here. It's gonna cover this whole area. I do use pine shavings. Keep in mind when you're doing chickens, you don't want to use cedar shavings or anything that's got any sort of caustic oils in it or anything. But I'm just going to put pine shavings back in here. It'll restart this bedding for the winter, and that bedding I'll have to add wood chips probably 2 more times during the spring and then another in the summer. But this will basically, once I clean it out like this in the winter time, this lasts until the next winter. And I do have to add wood chips a couple times like I said, but this deep litter method works great. Keeps me from having to empty it all the time. Now some of you may be wondering how in the world, because it looks like a wood flooring, how in the world is he keeping that wood flooring from rotting out? And so what I did in here is I actually painted this floor. It's got, I believe, about 4 coats of a super thick paint, an exterior paint on it, that I put down just to keep the floor from rotting, just to keep it repelling water, and that way this wood lasts for a longer period of time. I imagine that after probably 30, 40 years, this floor will probably have to be replaced after some time, doing this time after time, but this is going to last for a long period of time. And so, but anyway, this is completed now. It's all cleaned out. And so now I need to re-add wood chips to this room. I'm not going to show that in this video. What I am going to show you though is what we have got out here as far as the pile goes. And so this pile will sit out here, like I said, it will sit out here all winter. Come springtime, it will have broke down enough and received enough rain. I will be watering it as well with a hose to speed up this process. But I want this chicken poop, I want these wood chips to go ahead and break down enough that I can use them directly on plants without burning those plants with all the excess nitrogen. Now, there's enough carbon in here with the wood chips that it's likely that if I was to use it right now with the wood chips and spread it around the drip lines, not right up against the trunks, but around the drip lines of all the trees, that they would do fine. All the plants would do fine. They're not going to burn. But just to ensure that, I am going to go ahead and leave it out here all winter and let it go ahead and break down. Let me turn this around so you guys can see. So this is the pile that I ended up with, guys. This is what I pulled out of here. And the cool part about this is not only is there nitrogen, because chickens, when they go to the bathroom, they excrete not only the proteins and the waste that they had, but they also excrete a solid mass as their urine. And so that's mixed in with these wood chips. And if you look in here, guys, there's also feathers, which means there's going to be feather meal in here, which also adds to the nutrient level as well. So basically this is what I come up with, and this pile right here is what's going to fertilize every plant that I have on this property, and should take care of me not having to purchase any. So Anyway, guys, that's it for the chicken chores today. I'm gonna go into town, get some more wood chips, throw that into that chicken run. That way they've got fresh wood chips for tonight when they go in bed in there. I definitely don't want all that poop getting right directly on the floorboards. I'll have to go in and clean that up again, but I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that, and just wanted to bring you guys along and show you the process, my chores that I do for the chickens. You know, I've just been showing you guys some, you know, some projects that I've been doing, but I got to thinking maybe some of you would like to see some more daily activities. You know, what happens, what goes on here at Markham Gardens. You know, what are the chores that we do? What are the processes that we do? And I thought I'd bring you along for that. If that's something that interests you guys, please put a comment down there and let me know. Yeah, we'd love to see more, you know, more processes, more projects, more of your daily activities. I'd be happy to do that. I just don't want to put something on there that you guys are going to be watching the video going, oh my gosh, this has got to end. This is too much. You know. Anyway, I want you guys to enjoy the videos that you're watching, in short of what I'm trying to say here. So thank you guys for coming along today. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like the video, please. It helps us out, gets the word out there. If you'll go ahead and share this video too, if you think there's some information in there that might be helpful to somebody that you know, please share this video. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, guys, go ahead and subscribe. We're gonna go ahead and put out a lot more videos, like I said in my last video as well, of different projects and different ideas and different processes throughout the seasons as we build Markham Gardens out here. So anyway, thank you guys for coming along. Love you guys. Hope you have an awesome day. Shalom under the dome. Love you. Peace.